Good evening and thanks for joining us on Nationwide today. I'm Elizabeth Omori. We start with a breaking news which says that the FCTI court sitting in Abuja has sentenced former member House of Representatives Farouk Lawal to 7 years imprisonment for collecting $500,000 as bribe from businessman Femi Otedola. Details in our subsequent bulletin. The Senate has received the 2021 supplementary budget of 895.8 billion naira from the executive. The Federal Executive Council had on Wednesday, 9th of June 2021 approved the draft 2021 supplementary budget. The proposed fund is for the procurement of equipment for the military and COVID-19 vaccines and to ensure that Nigeria meets its commitment under the Nigeria HIV/AIDS program in the states. Meanwhile, senators confirmed the appointment of Major General Farouk Yahya as Chief of Army Staff to the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. The Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, has told the House of Representatives Committee investigating the indefinite suspension of activities of the social networking and microblogging site Twitter that the suspension is because Twitter has become a national security risk of promoting disunity. The minister informed the committee that the platform has consistently refused to heed federal government's call as it made available the platform for people and groups promoting activities to destabilize the country. It stressed that the decision is in line with both local and international laws and conventions on cyber security. The Chairman House Committee on Information, Segun Odebumi, at the commencement of the hearing said the investigative hearing is to gather facts surrounding Twitter ban in Nigeria effective 4th June 2021. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has approved the composition of a federal government team to engage with Twitter over the recent suspension of the operations of the microblogging and social networking service in Nigeria. The approval was announced in a statement by the Special Assistant to the Minister of Information and Culture, Segun Adeyemi. Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, will chair the team. The federal government's team also comprises the Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Communications and Judicial Economy and that of Foreign Affairs. Others are Ministers of Works and Housing and that of State for Labour and Employment, as well as other relevant government agencies. Following the indefinite suspension of its operations in Nigeria for activities that are capable of undermining Nigeria's corporate existence, Twitter wrote to President Buhari seeking to engage with the federal government over the suspension with a view to charting a path forward. In its quest to stimulate rapid technological transformation of the country, the federal government has approved the establishment of 2 universities of technology, upgraded 4 other universities of technology which are to come on stream next year. This was revealed at a media briefing by the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Education, Sonny Echuno, to highlight education for change drive commitment by the present administration. Similarly, a National Institute of Technology will be established in Abuja to be modeled equivalent to similar institutions in Singapore and Malaysia for postgraduate studies devoted to research.
That 4 existing universities of technology located in Yola in the northeast zone, Akure in the southwest zone, Owerri in the southeast zone, and Minna in north central zone should be upgraded, while 2 additional universities of technology to be located in Jigawa and Akwa Ibom states will be established. To ensure early takeoff of these institutions, Mr. President also approved a takeoff grant of 4 billion naira each for the universities of technology and 5 billion naira each for universities of health sciences from the funding resources of TESFA.
Abdullahi Musa Suleja reports that with the recent establishment of the only Federal University of Health Science Otukpo, Benue State, government recognizes the need to establish 2 other specialized universities in health, nutrition and medical sciences to be located in Bauchi and Osun states to give easy access to quality healthcare delivery, medical research and production of pharmaceutical products in Nigeria. Into other matters, the maiden edition of the Progressives Youth Conference held in Abuja provided an opportunity for the leadership of executive and legislative arms of government to renew commitment and assured unalloyed passion for youth development in Nigeria. Saliu Abdullah Gwanara reports.
The Progressive Youth Conference is a platform where participants reviewed the gains and plight of the youth in party leadership and government. This attracted the attention of stakeholders, particularly members of the Progressive family. Vice President of Nigeria, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, urged all Nigerians to work for and project the unity of Nigeria and avoid acts of divisive tendencies, and reiterated that the country's strength is in its unity in diversity.
You are in your prime, at your most creative and your most prolific state. You also have the largest numbers. Clearly, you underestimate your roles and abilities if you do not see your role as taking over the ideological and intellectual direction of the party. The big ideas, the great solutions, the creative plans must come from you. And this is your moment. Human beings are led by ideas.
President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, said the event is timely as plans are on to sustain and expand the support base of the APC without President Muhammadu Buhari on the ballot in subsequent elections.
And I want to take this opportunity to urge us leaders in this party that we must divest some level of power, some level of functionality to our youth in APC. If we want our legacies to be sustained, that is the surest way of making this party a national party that will last long in this country.
The youth have been encouraged to remain focused and faithful in propagating the activities of the Buhari administration that is preparing a fertile ground for them to thrive politically. In Abuja, Salihu Abdullahi Gwanara, NTA News.
In Kebbi State, various communities and groups are volunteering in the search and rescue operation for the abducted students of Federal Government College Brennan Yari. The latest group to join the fight against banditry is the Fulani communities across the 21 local government areas of the state. Usman Abdullahi Shehu reports.
Fulani leaders from the 21 local government areas of Kebbi State converge on Government House Burning Kebbi to express solidarity and sympathize with Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu and the people of the state on the abduction of students of the Federal Government College Burning Yawuri. The leaders, in their separate remarks, disassociated their communities from the activities of the bandits and informed readiness to support security agencies in eliminating bad eggs from the society. As herders, we are the worst affected by the cattle rustling and other violent crimes presently. We should not remain quiet. We should voice out and report any suspicious behavior to the leaders and authorities for necessary action. We are committed to work together with government and see the end of this violent crimes period. Governor Abubakar Atiku Bagudu, represented by the Special Advisor on Security, retired Major Garba Rabiu Kamba, endorsed their resolve to work together with the security agencies in eliminating criminality and banditry across the state.
The state government has done everything necessary to find support to the security agencies since the first incursion of this banditry in our state.
Usman Abdullahi Shehu, NTA News.
And still on security, the Nigerian Army has debunked a video in circulation showing some soldiers allegedly mutilating a terrorist suspect. A statement by the Director Army Public Relations, Brigadier General Onyema Onwachukwu, stressed that the troops and uniform of the soldiers in the footage is not Nigerian Army uniform. The statement added that the video is capable of deceiving members of the public into believing that the men in the footage are members of the Nigerian Army engaged in the ongoing counterinsurgency operations in the northeast in a deliberate effort to promote a culture of violence in society by creating an erroneous impression about their troops. President Muhammadu Buhari tasked the newly graduated assistant inspectors of police to apply their expertise acquired during the training to assist fighting insecurity in the country. This is the president's message to the graduates at the third regular cadet passing out parade of Nigerian Police Academy in Uldi in Kano. Represented by the Minister of Police Affairs, Mohammed Megari Dingyadi, the President expressed government's determination to support all security agencies in carrying out its constitutional duties.
Of the training you have received over the 5 years of your studies at this academy, I have no doubt that you have been appropriately and adequately prepared to go into the field, serve your nation with courage and compassion, and aid the process of restoring stability in our internal security order.
The graduates are reminded of their contributions in complementing government efforts at ensuring security. Youth from 3 northeast states of Borno, Gombe and Yobe under the auspices of Youth Assembly of Nigeria have keyed into the fight against insecurity, drug abuse and youth restiveness bedeviling the region. This was at a one-day summit in Damaturu. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa reports.
Youth in tackling insecurity in Nigeria was the theme of the one-day summit that brought together hundreds of participants from the northeastern states of Borno, Gombe and Yobe. The aim is to ensure actionable strategies to key into the agenda of fighting insurgency and criminality in the region and country at large. The summit is coming at a time when youth in some parts of the country engage in violence and agitations, a situation their counterparts in the northeast described as inimical to the political, social and economic development of Nigeria.
If our forefathers happen to be the foundation to our society, we youths are the pillars that hold the roofing to our society. I believe we can achieve the design or expected goals.
The security personnel and the rest, and they have spoken a lot on how to tackle the insecurity in the northeast, and honestly we have learned a lot.
It is a right step in the right direction.
The youth were unanimous in principles to take a stake by partnering with authorities and security agencies in their various communities in the campaign against insecurity with a view to restore peace in the northeast. From Damaturu, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
Time to pause a little here in Abuja. Let's now join Adiola in Lagos for more reports. Hello, Adiola.
Hello, Elizabeth. Good to see you. The need to resuscitate and rejuvenate eroding values by educating the public on the importance of imbibing ethical values was the crux of a one-day stakeholders dialogue on the implementation of a 7-point national ethics and integrity policy held in Lagos. Amaka Obu reports.
It was a dialogue that involved 16 identified stakeholder groups from Lagos and Ogun states to enlighten them on the implementable standard operational procedure as they are purveyors of national ethics and integrity policy to the entire populace.
No matter what you are doing in life, you must carry your country first. Finish. No matter what, your country is your country. Nigeria is me and you.
Organizers of the session are the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, and the National Orientation Agency, NOA. They say that Nigeria is not lacking in laws and policies aimed at curbing corruption and indiscipline. The challenge, they observe, lies in implementation and enforcement.
You have to change your behavior and attitude and be more patriotic and resolve even within you that you are going to get it right and do it right.
And getting the buy-in of Nigerians into this policy so that those ethics and values system of our nation that has gone down to its lowest ebb can now be shot up.
It is expected that the required action plan of the National Ethics and Integrity Policy will be effectively carried out using the appropriate communication tools while addressing existing gaps. In Lagos, Samaka O, NTA News.
And talking professionalism now. 172 persons have become certified and registered as advertising practitioners with a professional diploma from the Advertising Practitioners Council of Nigeria. Imolayo Tokede Ogunfowora, who witnessed the induction and graduation ceremonies in Lagos, reports that it is coming 10 years after its last induction.
Babatunde Ogunbawo, a first-class graduate from the University of Lagos, is among the 99 persons inducted into the Associate Membership Program. His decision to join the council is to widen his horizon.
I know the advantages in being a registered advertising practitioner in Nigeria, and to practice advertising, I have to be inducted.
Samuel Adeniyi, a petroleum engineer, has now gained knowledge outside his profession.
This is the first step, associate member. So I think the next step is the full membership, then the final, which is the fellow.
The registrar, Olalekan Fadolapo, stated that there is need to reposition the advertising industry and improve service delivery to the registered practitioners.
We want to strengthen the practice and the business of advertising. And we want everyone that is a member of this profession to be proud of the certificate and the practice that they are given. We want to equate the practice of advertising with what is obtainable in other professions.
The only way you can drive relevance is to continuously and continually embrace learning and strive for excellence in all you do.
14 associate members were also upgraded to full membership in advertising. As these new members go out to unleash their potential in modern advertising, the registrar and other officials are optimistic that the applicants will work assiduously and inculcate the basic understanding of ethical practice and principles that will help in influencing their approach to work. In Lagos, Imole Ayotokede Ogunfowora, NTA News.
Well, we're done from here, but we'll take a break now. There'll be more news on Nationwide when we return. Please stay with us.
The much anticipated UEFA Euro 2021 is finally here. Can Portugal defend the title they won 4 years ago as they face world champions France, Europe giants Germany, Spain, Italy and England? Catch all the action via live transmission, in-depth studio analysis, fixtures, results, updates, and lots more on NTA, Africa's largest TV network. For sponsorship and advert placement, contact Bola on 08037044286 or Idris on 08034633644. This broadcast is proudly brought to you by NTA in partnership with Media Business Solutions, MBS Sports.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth Entrepreneurship Support Years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
Finally, Euro 2020 is here. Enjoy all the matches live on Star Times for only 1,700 naira monthly or 160 naira per day. Recharge now to enjoy all the matches. Watch Cristiano Ronaldo of Portugal, Mbappe of France, Lukaku of Belgium, and other top European football stars. No matter where you are, Star Times is here for you. You can enjoy all these matches on your mobile phone Just download StarTimes On app on your phone to watch all the matches for 1,000 naira monthly or 400 naira weekly. Recharge today with 1,700 naira monthly or 160 naira daily. That's right, you heard me. On StarTimes, you can watch all the matches with monthly subscription of 1,700 naira or daily subscription of 160 naira. Terms and conditions apply. StarTimes, enjoy digital life.
Thanks for staying with the NTA. A case of fire accident has been reported along the proposed new Kara Market inbound Ibadan. According to the information from the Ogun State Traffic Agency, the accident occurred around early hours of today when a fully loaded trailer fell on the ground, which caused gridlock in the process. A tanker laden with fuel in the hold-up suddenly burst into flames, affecting 7 other trucks and 2 cars. While rescue operation continues with the combined efforts of Trace, FRSC, Police, NSCDC and the Fire Service, motorists are advised to apply the alternative routes. Vehicles moving inbound Lagos should go through Shakpade-Ode, Remo, Ikbero, Shagamu to relink Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. In addition, vehicles moving inbound Ibadan are to safely go through Shagamu, Ikbero-Ode, Remo, Shakpade to relink Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Drivers are employed to maintain lane demarcation so as not to worsen the traffic situation. The Nigerian Immigration Service is to synergize with traditional institutions in Katsina State for effective control and monitoring of illegal aliens in the country. Comptroller General of the Service, Mohammed Babandide, stated this during a working visit to the state. Awal Haliru reports.
The Nigerian Immigration Service is to engage traditional institutions to assist the command in monitoring entry and state of non-Nigerians so as to stop people who enter or decide to live in the country illegally. The synergy is needed in view of the strategic position of the traditional institutions and will assist in reporting people who stay in their communities without reported to the Immigration Service. The Controller General of the Nigerian Immigration Service charged officers and men of the State Command to shun any acts of corruption in order to achieve the desired objectives.
We cannot allow our country to go down because of useless forces. If law enforcement continue to collect bribe, to compromise work, this country will be compromised.
The Immigration Service is also seeking the support of Katsina State government to address all the challenges.
We have so many scattered communities in our society that require vigilance.
To have effective control and monitoring of people who are staying in our territory who are not citizens of Nigeria. We are not saying they will be harassed.
The synergy is also expected to assist in doing the right thing on the ECOWAS protocol on visa policy. In Katsina, Awal Haliru, NTA News.
Doctor has been arrested in Abuja State by operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, for operating an online catering service through which she sells drugs, cookies and biscuits. In a statement by the Director, Media and Advocacy of the agency, the suspect was arrested with at least 94 pieces of cookies produced with cannabis sativa. Meanwhile, NDLEA operatives have arrested a 52-year-old ex-soldier with 12.1 kilograms of cannabis sativa, 4 grams of cocaine and 25 grams of flunitrazepam. The suspect was apprehended on Thursday, 17th of June 2021 at Okeodo Tanke area of Ilorin Metropolis, where he arrived from Lagos to supply his customers. Chairman of NDLEA, Brigadier General Mohammed Buba Marwa, however, commended the successes being recorded, says welfare of the operatives will continue to be our priority. Like all countries of the world, Nigeria has been battling to protect her youth from drug abuse, which has proven to be not only harmful to the future of the country, but also said to be responsible for most of the crimes and criminality perpetrated by young people. Abdulmalik Hassan reports that the issue was raised at the 3rd National Youth Conference on Drug Abuse organized by the Center for Ethical Rebirth among Nigerian youths.
It is an established fact that youths are future expected to lead the world into a better place. While this requires a series of processes like education and other values, there are issues that often scuttle this, one of which is the use of illicit substance, which has been linked to organized crime. And that is why stakeholders here are engaging these young minds on the impending issue.
Drug abuse is indeed one of the factors fueling insecurity, and it is becoming clearer that guns and handcuffs alone will not effectively solve the problem. What will is the collective willpower and resolve of the people.
Obviously, the emerging consensus is that drug abuse and insecurity, indeed violent crimes of all shades, have since become Siamese twins.
Because it poses the gravest danger to the healthy development of responsible citizens.
This year's theme, Share Facts on Drugs, Save Lives. It has been chosen to tackle misconceptions, misinformation about drugs and drug abuse.
Anita Uzogba is one of the participants here, and she has this message to drug users.
It's actually harmful to human health. It's dangerous to your health. Please stop it. It's not good at all. It destroys your vital organs and it leads to death.
For Anita and her likes, it is hoped that the deliberations here will rise to solve the security challenges facing the country and create a space for youth to thrive. In Abuja, Abdul Malik Hassan, NTA News.
And report reaching us says senators returned after 2 weeks break and regretted by leaking roof of the National Assembly lobby. However, the incident did not deter them from sitting. Time now to join Salamatu in Kaduna for more reports. Hello, Salamatu. Now to join Salamatu.
Thank you, Elizabeth. It's good to see you and a warm welcome to Kaduna. Jigawa State Government and the United Kingdom Commonwealth Development Office in Nigeria have held a strategic meeting bordering on transparency and accountability for good governance in the state. The objective is to deepen a fruitful partnership between the state and the Commonwealth Office for more dividends of good governance for the citizens of the state. Muhammad Musa Askira has the details.
It's the second time Foreign Commonwealth Development Office in Jigawa will hold this high-level dialogue with the Jigawa state government, with the first one held in 2019 being a meeting to review the past and strategize for the future. This episode of the meeting, therefore, is a follow-up on the mutual accountability discussions of the 2019, which, according to the director, FCDO, Dr. Christopher Pycroft, has placed Jigawa into 4 of transformative developmental engagements in the Northwest sub-region.
State governments have the constitutional responsibility for the provision of basic services, including healthcare and education and other social development services to its citizens.
He noted that Jigawa Transparency and Accountability Framework has caught the attention of the UK government, hence these high-level discussions to identify other development areas to collaboratively address them. Governor Muhammadu Badru Abubakar has said that the 20 years partnership with the FCDO has yielded positive results in the areas of safe drinking water and sanitation, environmental protection and sustainability, as well as providing enabling environment for ease of doing business, which is said has attracted foreign direct investment to the state.
The commitment to support economic transformation via intervention by the Links program is very much welcome, particularly support for low carbon rice growing techniques, mobilization of investors to the state, and the Digital Access program designed to create jobs.
The 2-day engagements will further produce templates for more developmental programs that will have direct bearing on the lives of citizens in the state. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Women in southern Kaduna now have greater opportunity to have their voices heard in the value chain of peace-building processes. This follows the launching of Peace Network initiative in Kafanchan. Kim Ward reports.
The launching is expected to change the narrative of women being who stakeholders say have been relegated to the background in peace-building processes. The network is therefore tasking women to facilitate and promote all efforts in sustaining peace in southern Kaduna.
If we begin to allow women to be part of the decision-making when it comes to peace building, we'll be able to know more. Part of the network is to ensure that every community in southern Kaduna has a women peace committee.
Make women inclusion intentional. Be intentional about it. Let's include them in all peace building structures from the community, the state and nation at large.
As a woman, if you can be able to make peace in your own home, at least you can go out and preach it outside, because people will see it from you as a model.
Election is fast coming. By God's grace, next year, 2022, there will be a lot of campaign there and in, so that we'll draw the ears of our children.
The Southern Kaduna Women Peace Network says will work closely with other agencies to revive traumatized women in circles of violence. From Kafanchan, Kim Godz, NTA News.
And that report completes our package from here. Elizabeth, back to you.
Thank you so much, Salamatu. In fulfillment of the federal government's commitment to lift 100 million Nigerians out of poverty over a period of 10 years, the Cross River State government has adopted the Nigeria COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program tagged NG Cares. To this end, the state operational manual for the program was launched in Calabar. More in Leo Ajam reports.
The Nigeria COVID-19 Action Recovery and Economic Stimulus Program is an intervention designed to restore the livelihoods of the poor and vulnerable, maintaining food security and facilitating recovery of medium and small-scale enterprises. It is within this context that the Cross River State government is domesticating and adopting the program.
What we are looking for is really the poor. We are not giving it to politicians. It's really the poor. So they are going to go down to the roots of the poor of the poor.
The program is operating under 3 resort areas with 5 delivery platforms identified as trusted delivery units.
Name is the Ben Cares, after our governor, who is very, very humanitarian conscious and is very serious about the improvement of the livelihood of his people. That's what Cares is about.
Cross River State currently, where the governor of Cross River State, Professor Benayade, has gone into massive investment in agriculture. We call it agro-industrialization policies that are attracted a lot of international recognition.
Target beneficiaries are the poor and vulnerable households who have been the worst hit by the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. In Calabar, Maureen Leo Ajom, NTA News.
Not less than 1,000 indigent patients in Abuja State are projected to benefit from the week-long free health care services of the National Youth Service Corps. Grace Nana reports that the medics are 7 corps members.
Free medical outreach, an initiative of the NYSC, entails diagnosis and treatment of those with ailments such as hypertension, diabetes, malaria and typhoid.
This is one of the packages in our Community Development Service Department, where we go out to meet the felt needs of our communities all over the country.
Health services does not come cheap, so we felt that there is need to use what we have to empower the community.
With us moving from one spot to another to attend to the rural dwellers who have various health issues.
Over 200 indigent patients on the first day received attention of the medical team.
Most of them they're hypertensive, they don't even know. So, we've seen a lot of elevated blood pressure. Most of them are diabetic, most of them have ulcer, then of course malaria, then eye problems. Those are the challenges that we've seen so far.
The beneficiaries say there could be no better time for the intervention than now.
I'm so grateful about what is happening in our village today.
We appreciate NYC. We appreciate how you people have humbly addressed us with the type of food we can eat and the one that we cannot eat.
This is the 8th edition since its inception in 2014. The healthcare delivery, which runs simultaneously in the 774 local government areas of the country, is expected to last 5 days with over 1,000 people targeted. In Aba, Grace Nana, NTA News.
Time now to join Fatima in our Markudi Network Center for more reports. Hello, Fatima.
Hello, Elizabeth. Good evening and welcome to Markudi. The Benue State National Youth Service Corps has flagged off the 2021 statewide Health Week under the NYSC Health Initiative for Rural Dwellers program at Obu Otupa in Ogbadibo local government area of the state. Godwin Inalegu reports that the focus is on the indigent rural dwellers.
The program, implemented through medical outreaches by the core members, is to promote the well-being of rural dwellers at the grassroots by granting them easier access to free and quality healthcare services. The NYSC Director General, Brigadier General S. Ibrahim, who was represented by the state coordinator, encouraged people who reside in the localities where the free medical services are going on to avail themselves of the free medical services.
It has come to stay. It's going to be conducted on the quarterly basis. It might not be here next time. We are going to choose another location, possibly outside this zone.
The core medical team conducted blood pressure checks, eye checks, treatment of malaria, and distribution of drugs to patients. They also referred patients where necessary for further medication.
Actually, the drugs we got are things we, as doctors, know that should be common in the societies. So we hope to utilize them effectively.
Chairman of the local government council and the district head of the community who were represented appreciated the NYSC for choosing their community.
This is an opportunity for us, and we appreciate it.
Thank them well, where they help us to keep our life and help us without we no pay cover for them.
The NYSC Health Initiative for Rural Dwellers program has as its theme, health is wealth for advancement. From Obu Otupa in Ogbadibo local government area of Benue State, Godwin Inalegu, NTA News.
As the world marked International Refugee Day recently, a visit to Yandev Internally Displaced Persons Camp in Markudi, the Benue State capital, confirms what the refugees passed through. The lack of basic amenities are being worsened by the coming of rainy season as their makeshift tents look like a child's play in the face of the storms. Ivan Solomon reports that the IDPs at Yandev appeal for quick intervention, especially for food and shelter.
Disputes over land for grazing and farming had escalated into violent clashes in Benue State. This situation forced many to flee from their farmland settlements to seek shelter in Markudi, the Benue State capital, for safety. But they are still not really safe as hunger threatens the most at Yandev camp.
Little Ngwenshuma is just 3 years old. She's just like every other little child at this IDP camp who is in their need of food, shelter, and water.
The internally displaced persons camp at Yandev beside Federal Housing North Bank are also finding life difficult as anytime it rains, they are soaked in water.
It's very, very, very bad, especially when it is raining. All of us, we have to fix ourselves in the little hall there and the nearby uncompleted buildings.
Before we did our place, we know we happy. They get everything, but now when we come here, food no day, nothing no day. See how say they come they beat us here. Our place no good.
We don't have bed to sleep on. We don't have school. We don't have hospital. We are facing many challenges, and we are begging people to come and help.
Miss Kumawe Seakule, who was in primary 2 back then in the village, no longer goes to school.
I say I know they go to school. I'm not happy.
Though the internally displaced persons are not refugees, nevertheless they suffer the same fate of lack. Many believe they equally need the attention of the international organization, government and non-governmental bodies to meet their basic needs in Makurdi. Iverin Solomon, NTA News.
And that concludes our contribution from Makurdi. Nationwide continues in Enugu after this break.
Renewed war against drug abuse and cartels as NDLEA deploys decisive efforts to rid Nigeria of drug and illicit substances. That's our focus on NTA Tuesday Live this week. Tuesday Live, every Tuesday at 10:30 p.m. It promises to be incisive and educative. Join us.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth Entrepreneurship Support Years by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria, pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
Although social media as a channel of communication is inherently harmless, it becomes harmful and damaging when used without discretion and thoughtfulness. Bad social media users spread rumors and fake news without verification. But good social media users stop, reflect, and verify information before sharing it. Be a good social media user. Stop the spread of fake news. Verify the authenticity of your source and use social media responsibly for a better Nigeria. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, in collaboration with the National Orientation Agency.
Welcome to Enugu. Officers and men of the Nigerian Army have been reminded of their constitutional mandate of safeguarding the territorial integrity of Nigeria as a united entity. The Chief of Army Staff, Major General Farouk Yahaya, stated this while addressing officers and men of the Army in Enugu. James Oparekocha reports.
On arrival, General Yahaya commissioned a newly built quarter guard complex after a guard of honor mounted by the men of the division. The general officer commanding the 82 Division of the Nigerian Army, Major General Taurid Abiodun Lagwaja assured the Army Chief of the commitment and loyalty of the officers and men of the division. Major General Farouk Yahaya, while addressing the officers and men of the 82 Division of the Nigerian Army Enugu, reminded them of the President's directive to go after all those who have taken up arms against the state. He assured them of total support while telling them that the Nigerian Army has a reputation as a professional institution and urged them to sustain it in their conduct as regards the rules of engagement.
So I urge you all to continue the good work you are doing and not lose your guard. You must remain alert and vigilant and aggressive in the job you are doing.
Speaking at the end of his visit, Major General Farouk Yahaya told the media that he was in Enugu as part of his tour of the various divisions and commands under his office.
We are not there yet. We will continue to pursue these criminals anywhere they go, in line with the presidential mandate given to us.
Major General Farouk Yahaya was appointed as the new Chief of Army Staff by President Muhammadu Buhari following the death of the former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Ibrahim Atahiru, who died in a military plane clash in Kaduna State. The Army Chief is the 22nd Chief of Army Staff in the history of the Nigerian Army Nigeria. In Enugu, James Oparikocha, NTA News.
With the rising security challenges across the country, some key players in Enugu have advocated the need for parents and teachers to give security tips to their children. Correspondent tells us more. Successive governments have been making frantic efforts to provide adequate security for its citizens, especially school children. Over the years, there has been increase in security challenges, especially attacks on schools in some states of the country, ranging from kidnapping, suicide bombing, among others. This issue has been of great concern to both the government and parents.
The schools are the places where you get the kids to begin the foundation of security. Our children cannot be left insecure, because that's the future of this country.
Every person, men, women, parents, grandparents, should be very worried of security. Everybody should be so concerned about security that all hands should be on deck.
The police public relations officer, Enugu State Police Command, charged parents to be security conscious, adding that security is everyone's business. He stressed the need for school teachers to give security tips to the pupils and students.
Let them be conversant with what is in the house. Let them also be very, very observant, because when children are at home, they are the ones that possibly will play around in the house. They are the ones that will be quick to see who may be a strange person. Security expert called on the people to be at alert and be mindful of people they relate with. In Enugu. And that's a bit from here. Nationwide continues with Elizabeth in Abuja.
Thank you, Mina. $450 million was used in financing the community and social development projects under the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development in partnership with critical domestic and international development partners. The Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Sadia Umar Farouk, discussed this at the project's closing ceremony.
In its 11 years of existence, the CSDP evolved into one of the effective pillars for the implementation of the social protection programs of the federal government under the supervision of the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development through the National Social Safety Nets Coordinating Office. The project built human capacity at the federal and state levels on the design and implementation of the community-driven development approach in 29 states and the FCT. Some of the achievements of the project include completion of 16,166 micro-projects comprising 13,962 community micro-projects and 2,204 group micro-projects. It also funded 5,664 community development plans and 934 vulnerable group development plans. Other successes include rehabilitation of 5,764 classrooms, 1,323 health centers, and 4,442 water schemes. States and groups who made tremendous impact in the progress of the project were honored.
Nigerian women and youth have been advised to see themselves as agents of change towards the betterment of the society. Director General, National Center for Women Development, Asabib Velita Bashir, gave the charge during the passing out of a 6-month skills acquisition training program in Umuahia. Steve Lona Nwakolo reports.
The 6-month training was aimed at strengthening the economic capacities of the unemployed youths, particularly the women in the state. The participants were trained in the various skills, which ranged from fashion designing, catering, hair making and dressing, to poultry and fish farming. The program, which is the brainchild of the wife of the Abia State Governor, Nkechi Ikpeazu, saw more than 80 graduates receive starter pack or sewing machines, deep freezers, as well as cash as working incentives.
I have 5 girls, and I only show them how to use needle to sew. But today, they will learn how to use machine to sew.
Having been given this, it's like I'll go through the catering aspect of it.
The wife of the Abia State Governor, Nkechi Ikpeazu, and Director General, National Center for Women Development, Asabib Bashir, who were represented, enjoined the graduates to make judicious use of the opportunity given to them.
The federal government, through the National Council of Women Development, has come in to help, in this way, to uplift the women of Abia State.
Director General's real vision and passion in providing Nigerian women a sustainable source of income, as well as the current administration's determination to pull 100 million Nigerians, especially women, out of poverty.
Over 130 of these participants had earlier been trained and empowered. In Umuahia, Steve Lonai, Nwakolo, NTA News.
Now to talk sports with Olumide Eguntola.
Euro 2020 third Group D actions continue Tuesday night when Croatia takes on Scotland, while Czech Republic will entertain England to determine the group winner. Denmark and Belgium had earlier Monday night qualified for the last 16 with victories over Russia and fighting Finland.
De Bruyne, Lukaku for sure.
Back home in Nigeria, Abia Warriors will on Wednesday trade tackles with Eyimba in a midweek encounter of the Nigeria Professional Football League. Still on football, the draws for the 2021 ITO men competition indicate that Benden Insurance will trade tackles with Calabar Rovers. Bayelsa United will lock arms with NAF FC, among other matches in round 1. Round 2 fixtures show that Kano Pillars will keep a date with Smart Football Club. Aqua United will take on Gateway FC. Ekiti United versus Atland, while Sanfara United will entertain Abia Warriors, among other matches. In beach volleyball, Nigerian Mary team have been drawn in Group C of the Olympic qualifiers, the Beach Continental Cup scheduled for Morocco. The female team is in Group B alongside Kenya, Cape Verde and Democratic Republic of Congo. In another development, efforts are on by the Ondo State Sports Council to make the region a hub of sports development where talents can be discovered for the country's national teams. Fixing the abandoned Olympic-sized swimming pool, renovating the pavilion and the indoor sports hall, and procurement of office equipment, among other things, are all indicators that the Sports Council will achieve its set goals.
We have resuscitated 4 dedicated boreholes here. They are functioning, supplying water to the pool now. We have to illuminate the entire environment of the Ondo State Sports Council with solar lights. Very soon you will see the stadium work. The stadium project is ongoing. We have been able to get a letter of certificate of no objection.
The general manager affirmed that with private investors, Nigerian sport will thrive. With sports updates, Olumide Eguntola, NTA News.
In sports update with Olumide Eguntola ends nationwide today. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget, the easiest way to becoming a star is to connect with the NTA. Stand against rape and rapists. Good evening.